Welcome back to the next step in learning how to code for role-playing games. In the last video, you learned how to make the program write something. This is awesome, but you might already think that it is kinda static. To store basic data in a program, we use variables. In this video we will work with two types of variables, integers and strings. Integers are numbers, but only whole numbers. So 100, 4, 5987 and 0 are fine, but you cannot use an integer for numbers like 2.5, 0.025 or pi. Just like in most role-playing games, you cannot lose half a hit point. Strings are simply text. It is a string of characters. Not your player character, but as in letters and numbers. To begin this lesson, start Visual Studio. Select File, New, Project. Select Console Application, give it a name, and press OK. Just like last time, type your code between the brackets under main. To create a variable, write the type, then give it a name, and finally give it a value. Let's say that we want to keep track of the hit points of a fighter and an orc. Start by typing int, that is short for integer. Press space and then type fighter HP equals 20. Note that the name was all in one word. The equality sign means that this variable contains the value 20. Just like in the last video, finish the line with a semicolon. This means that you are done with that line. Let's do the same with the orc. Type int orc HP equals 25. Finish with a semicolon. Now, to see this, we need to put it on your screen. Do like you did in last video. Type console, with capital C dot. Right line with capital W and L. In the parenthesis, simply write the name of the variables. I selected the orc for this example. Finish with a semicolon. Press Ctrl F5 to compile the program. As you can see, it wrote the orc's hit points on the screen. You can do the same with the fighter's hit points. Press Ctrl F5 to compile the program, and your computer will write both in the order you wrote them. To make it a little bit more exciting, let's hurt them. To subtract from an integer, simply write its name and then minus equality sign. Write the number you want to subtract. As always, finish with a semicolon. In this example, the fighter takes a hit from the orc, and takes 7 points of damage. The orc is also hit and takes 5 points of damage. Under this, copy the two lines that started with console write line. Again, press Ctrl F5 to compile the program. As you can see, the computer will write 4 numbers. The two above are for the fighter and the orc before the battle, and the two last ones show their HP after being hit. In addition to the minus equality sign, you can do the same with addition, multiplication and division. As you can see, the fighter regains some hit points, and the orc doubles the hit points. You can do division, as shown a bit below, but be careful. Division of integers will result in an integer, so 9 divided by 4 will result in 2. Let's add some strings. You do this by typing string, the name of your variable and then the value. So, we write, string orc name equals. Then write orc within quotation marks. And finish with a semicolon. Do the same with the fighter. You might see a pattern here where I write all variables in one word. I use lowercase but in every word after the first I start with a capital letter, to make it easier to read. I also wrote all variables together, to make it easy to find them. You can combine the strings and the integers, simply with a plus sign. With the awk, I simply added them together, but this becomes messy, because there will be no space between the words. Instead, I recommend adding 2 quotation marks with some space, or a colon, like I have done with the fighter. When you compile the program, you will see the difference. As a final example, let's add some more information. If you write 2/, it creates a comment. That is text that is ignored when the program is created. You can use this to make little notes as you work. In this example, I have made comments, but the program also shows you what is happening. They hit each other, but also heal and regain hit points. Now you can try to use the knowledge you have gained to make other things happen. In the next video, we will look at decisions. With that, I say farewell, and be heroic.